There is a silent thief that robs more dreams than failure ever could. It creeps in softly, dressed as reason, masked as caution. Its name is doubt. Doubt does not shout, it whispers, and those whispers are what keep people frozen at the edge of purpose, peering into possibility but never leaping. But today you are not here to freeze, you are here to rise, for within you lives a force greater than fear, a voice more powerful than hesitation. You were not created to shrink. You were created to speak, move, act, and bring light into every corner of your calling. But to do this, you must know how to disarm doubt and choose boldness again and again, especially when no one is watching. Let us walk through 5 eternal truths that will dissolve doubt and lead you into daily, powerful action. Doubt is not real power. It is only the suggestion of absence. It appears large in the mind, but has no substance of its own. It is the shadow cast by a great light, your truth, your purpose, your divine direction. Like any shadow, it vanishes the moment you turn to face it with light, but so many turn away from it, afraid of what it might mean, not realizing that they themselves are the light-bearer. Doubt speaks in whispers. It never announces itself boldly, but creeps in as hesitation, as second, guessing, as the quiet question that asks, "What if you're not good enough?" And many listen. Many take those whispers as warnings and allow them to become walls. But doubt is a liar in disguise. Its only mission is to keep you from discovering your full inheritance. It wears the costume of protection, but its voice does not come from truth. To overcome it, you must first see it for what it is, a suggestion, not a fact. A question, not an answer, and you have every authority to reject what does not come from the light. When doubt arises, don't hide from it. Don't try to pretend it's not there. Shine your light on it. Speak to it with truth. Replace it with a word of power. A young woman once stood at the edge of a great decision. She had been offered a chance to teach her art in another country, something she had prayed for, but when the moment came, doubt arrived. "You're not ready," it said. "Others are better. What if you fail?" She nearly declined, but in her quiet time she wrote down every doubt and held each one up to the truth. "I am ready because the door opened. I am qualified because I was chosen. I cannot fail if I go in faith," she accepted. That trip changed her life and the lives of many others. This is the nature of doubt. It always comes before expansion. Its presence is often proof that you are close to something sacred. It appears not to stop you, but to test if you will trust. Will you trust what was placed in your heart? Or will you trust the fear that was planted by the world? When doubt knocks, answer it with light. Speak your vision aloud. Affirm your worth. Call on your unseen supply. Know that what is yours cannot be taken by fear, only delayed by silence. Your destiny is not held back by what you fear, but by what you do not yet speak with boldness. So speak, shine, act, replace doubt with divine decision. You do not need the entire map to take the first step. You only need to know that your light is stronger than any shadow, and once you move, the shadows fall behind. Fear holds no true power except the power you give it. It is a spell, a mirage, a deception that binds the feet of the willing. It entrances the mind, fills the heart with trembling, and whispers the lie that danger is greater than destiny. But the moment you take action, even the smallest step, the illusion begins to break. Fear dissolves when faced directly with faith-filled movement. There is no spell so strong that it can withstand the force of divine action. When you act in spite of trembling knees, you announce to the universe that you choose truth over illusion. Action is the flame that consumes the fog of fear. Every time you rise up and move forward, you reprogram the mind and the soul. You remind your spirit that you are the one with authority, and not the fear that comes like a thief in the night. Picture a man standing before a bridge. The fog is thick. He cannot see the other side, only hears rumors of what waits beyond. Success, joy, expansion. But he hesitates, paralyzed by all the what-ifs. What if it's too hard? What if I fall? What if I'm not ready? The fear freezes him in place. But then he remembers he only needs to take one step, and when he does, the fog shifts, the next plank appears, and then the next. Action reveals the path fear tried to hide. There is a great lie many carry, that they must feel brave before they move. But courage is not a feeling, it is a choice. It is the decision to walk, even with the weight of fear still clinging to your back. It is the shout of your soul that says, I will not be ruled by this. The bold do not move because they are without fear, they move because they have learned that fear is not their master. In the unseen realm, every step taken in faith releases unseen forces to work on your behalf. Doors swing open where there once were walls. Helpers appear where once there was silence. Resources flow where once there was lack. But these things are reserved for the mover, not the one who waits endlessly for certainty. A young woman dreamed of starting a healing practice, but the thought of failure bound her in place. She spent months planning, reading, preparing, but never launching. Then one morning she rose and declared, Today I begin. She posted her offer. One person replied, then 3, then 10. The spell of fear shattered, and her work expanded far beyond her small beginnings. The breakthrough did not come in the waiting, it came in the doing. Fear is a ghost that flees at the first sound of footsteps. It cannot withstand the vibration of motion, so move even slowly, even imperfectly. Action is the declaration that you believe more in your purpose than in your panic. Do not wait to feel ready. Readiness is born the moment your foot hits the ground. One step in the right direction can silence 1,000 voices of doubt. The spell is broken by the brave. Every path you walk begins not with your feet, but with your words. The world you live in is shaped long before you arrive in it. It is carved out by the declarations that leave your lips, whether whispered in fear or spoken in boldness. To speak boldly is to build the road before you. It is to create with the tongue what has not yet taken form in the physical. Words are never idle, they carry seeds of success or sorrow, courage or confusion. Each time you speak, you sow, and the harvest always matches the seed. Many people wonder why their lives remain small, delayed, or full of resistance, and yet their daily speech is full of doubt, fear, and limitation. They say things like, I can't, I never, am not ready, and wonder why their blessings feel far away. But the universe listens, always obedient, always responding. Now imagine instead someone rising each day and saying aloud, All things are working for my good. I walk in favor. What I need is already on its way. My path is unfolding with grace. These words are not empty. They are powerful codes that awaken forces unseen. They send messages into the atmosphere and carve out invisible highways for opportunity, healing, and abundance to travel on. There once was a man who longed to be free from financial struggle. He had the skills, the ideas, even the heart to serve. But his mouth was full of complaint. I never have enough. Life is unfair. No one helps me. He could not see that his words were building a cage around him. One day, in frustration, he changed. He stood in front of his mirror and declared, I am provided for. Money comes to me through unexpected channels. I bless all that I have. At first, nothing seemed to change. But slowly his energy shifted and doors began to open where there were none before. He spoke his path into being. Bold speech is not arrogance. It is faith given voice. It is your soul refusing to be silent about what it knows to be true even before the evidence arrives. It is not enough to hope quietly in the corners of your heart. You must declare it, speak it. Let the vibration of your truth shake the dust from your dreams. Your words are tools, not toys. Use them with purpose. Craft declarations as carefully as you would build a house. Refuse to speak defeat, even when the world offers you every excuse to do so. Instead, speak power, clarity, increase, peace, and do it daily. Boldly, relentlessly, even the mountains respond to a voice filled with belief. The storms calm when truth is spoken. Let your life reflect the words you've chosen. If you do not like the path you're on, change your language and the direction will follow. You are the architect, your words are the blueprint, and your future is listening. Boldness is not a gift reserved for a chosen few. It is not something handed down by lineage or wrapped into a personality type. It is not the exclusive trait of the loud, the extroverted, or the naturally confident. Boldness is a habit, it is practiced, it is chosen, and it is available to all who will rise and reach for it. Many believe they must feel bold before they act. They wait for a wave of confidence, for some sign in the heavens, for the perfect conditions to speak, to launch, to declare. But boldness does not arrive fully formed. It is not a feeling, it is a decision, a sacred, defiant choice to stand tall in the face of the unknown. It is grown in the everyday moments when you choose to act despite your trembling. Each time you choose to speak truth when silence would be safer, you build the muscle of boldness. Every time you take a step forward when fear tells you to sit down, you reinforce the habit of courage. It begins as a whisper, unsure and small, but over time becomes a roar that shakes the very foundations of limitation. There was a young woman who once believed she wasn't brave. She sat in rooms full of people and swallowed her words, afraid they wouldn't matter. She stayed in roles far beneath her brilliance because she thought she had to wait to feel worthy. But one day she chose to act differently. She raised her hand, her voice shook, her heart raced, but she spoke. And the room listened. That one moment became the spark. She began speaking more, stepping out more, shining brighter. Boldness became her rhythm, not because she was born with it, but because she chose it, again and again. Habits are built through repetition. Boldness, like strength, is forged in the fires of daily decisions. Speak up when you want to shrink. Say yes when your past tells you to stay small. Try when your mind says you might fail. These are the sacred bricks that build a life of fearless expression. Do not compare your beginning to another's middle. You may see someone walking with confidence now, but their steps were once just as unsure. They too had a first time, a shaky start, a moment where they wanted to run. The only difference is that they didn't stop, and neither should you. Your destiny does not require you to be loud, only to be brave. Not all boldness looks the same. Some is quiet and steady, others loud and blazing. What matters is that you show up, that you speak when it counts, that you move when you're called, and when you do it once, you do it again, until it becomes natural, until it becomes your way. Let no one, not even yourself, tell you that you're not bold. You are because you choose to be today, tomorrow, and every day after. Boldness is not who you are, it's what you practice. And with practice, it becomes unstoppable. Faith is the invisible power that carries you when the path is unclear. It is the golden thread that connects your present moment to your highest destiny. You cannot see it with your physical eyes, but when you walk with it, doors open, the crooked places straighten, and what once seemed impossible begins to unfold with divine ease. So many wait for certainty before they move. They look for proof, for guarantees, for evidence that everything will work out just right. But that is not the nature of faith. Faith does not follow sight, it leads it. Faith is not based on what is in your hand. It is based on what is already written for you in the unseen. It believes in the invisible substance of your dreams and calls them forward. When you take a step in faith, you set spiritual law into motion. You send a message that you trust your inner guidance more than external facts. And in return, unseen forces rise to meet you. The right people appear, the opportunity comes, the answers flow, but none of it comes until you move. A man once stood at the edge of a decision. He had a safe job, but no joy. His spirit longed to create, to serve, to build something of his own. Every logical voice told him to stay where it was stable, but the voice within whispered differently. He could not shake the pull. One day, with trembling hands, he made the leap. The path was not without challenges, but as he kept walking, every need was met. Years later, he looked back and knew, the moment he moved in faith, the universe moved with him. Faith is the substance that dissolves fear. It doesn't mean you won't feel nervous or unsure. It means you won't be ruled by those feelings. Faith anchors you when emotions rise. It reminds you that even if you can't see how it will work, it already is working in your favor. You must feed your faith daily, through words, through vision, through declaration. Speak what you desire, not what you fear. Affirm what is possible, not what looks limited. Declare what is already yours in spirit until it becomes yours in form. Faith is not loud. It doesn't always shout. Sometimes it is the quiet knowing deep in your soul that says, keep going. It is the decision to believe one more day, to rise one more time, to act once more when others would retreat. And each step you take in that spirit becomes a seed that multiplies. You are never walking alone. When you move in faith, you walk with divine intelligence, with purpose, with power beyond what this world understands. The moment you believe, not just with your mind, but with your spirit, you activate miracles. Let your faith be your compass. Let it be your courage. Let it fuel your every step. For when you walk in faith, you walk in the direction of everything your soul came here to receive. You were never meant to tiptoe through life, hoping you make it. You were meant to live loud, live boldly, live with faith. Doubt will knock, but it will not stay where faith is spoken. Move anyway, speak anyway. Believe anyway. Your future does not respond to your fears. It responds to your faith in action. So today, take the step, speak the word, make the call, launch the idea. Your destiny is waiting, not for the perfect moment, but for your courageous yes. Now is the time. Boldness is the way.